Islam is the second most populous religion, practiced by about 2 billion people, that is, nearly 25% of the world's population. The Islamic Ummah covers more than 120 states, mainly in West, Central, South, Southeast Asia, and North Africa, of which in 35 states it is the majority of the population, and in 28 states it is the state religion. These countries are Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Kuwait, Iran, Pakistan, Iraq, and others. Islam began to spread because of the Arab world. But today, Arabs are far from being the largest Muslim nation, and Arab countries are not as large in number compared to other Muslim countries. Islam is now the second most widespread religion in the world. It is also the fastest growing religion, and is expected to have the largest number of followers by 2100. This growth is expected both in countries where Islam is already the majority religion and beyond. For example, Europe's population is expected to be 10% Muslim by 2050. Between 2010 and 2050, Islam's projected growth rate is about 73%, which exceeds the global average population growth rate of 35%. In this video, we will answer such a question as, which countries have the most Muslims? But before you continue watching, subscribe to the channel and give us a like. We present to you the 10 countries with the largest Muslim population. In 10th place is Sudan, a country in East Africa. It borders Egypt to the north, Libya to the northwest, Chad to the west, Central African Republic to the southwest, South Sudan to the south, Eritrea and Ethiopia to the southeast. In the northeast, it is washed by the waters of the Red Sea. The capital is Khartoum. Before the division into Sudan and South Sudan, it was the largest African country by territory. Now it is the third largest after Algeria and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The population is 40,800,000, of which 97% are Muslim, i.e., 30,950,000. This is significantly more than Saudi Arabia, which has only 34,000 Muslims. The second largest religions in Sudan are Christianity and African folk beliefs. In 9th place, Algeria, officially called the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, abbreviated IDA, is a state in North Africa, in the western part of the Mediterranean basin, the largest African state by territory. It has an area of 2,81,041 square kilometers, slightly larger than the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Algeria is bordered by Morocco to the west, Mauritania and Mali to the southwest, Niger to the southeast, and Libya and Tunisia to the east. Most of the country's territory lies in the Sahara Desert. The capital is the city of Algiers. Islam is the state religion of the country and regulates almost every sphere of life of citizens. There is a law that punishes anyone who calls on a Muslim to renounce Islam and adopt another religion. However, the 29th article of the Constitution provides for freedom of conscience. Algeria is a country with a population of 41,600,000, of which 99% are Muslims. That is 41,200,000 people. The second religion is Christianity. Turkey, officially the Republic of Turkey, is a state in Western Asia and Southern Europe. The area of the territory is 783,562 square kilometers. It ranks 19th in the world in terms of population and 36th in terms of territory. Turkey borders with 14 states. Modern Turkey was formed in 1923 as a result of the collapse of the Ottoman Empire after its defeat in World War I and the ensuing National Liberation War of the Turkish people, the abolition of the monarchy, and the establishment of the Turkish national state on the territory of Eastern Thrace, Asia Minor, and the Armenian Plateau. Before becoming the center of the Ottoman Empire, this region throughout history formed a significant part of ancient states: the Hittite Kingdom, Assyria, Urartu, Armenia, Byzantium, Georgia, Colchis and Iberia, Persia, Rome, and so on. Turkey has contributed immensely to the spread of Islam around the world. At the moment, there are 85 million people living in Turkey. Among them, 89% are Muslims, which is 74 million people. The second largest group are non-believers. They are between 5 and 12%. Notable among them are atheists, agnostics, and deists. Iran, since 1979 the Islamic Republic of Iran until 1935 also Persia, is a state in West Asia. The capital is the city of Tehran. It borders Iraq to the west, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey to the northwest, Turkmenistan to the north, and Afghanistan and Pakistan to the east. Iran is washed by the Caspian Sea from the north and the Persian and Oman Gulfs of the Indian Ocean from the south. For many centuries this country has played a key role in the East, and modern Iran has the fourth largest economy by GDP in the Islamic world, and the second largest in West Asia, after Turkey. Iran is one of the most technologically advanced states in the region. Iran is located in the strategically important region of Eurasia, and has large reserves of oil and natural gas. Persians, Azeris, Kurds, and Lurs are the most significant ethnic groups in Iran. Iran is the only country on this list where the majority of the population is Shia Muslim rather than Sunni. Today, Iran is home to approximately 90 million people, of whom 99% are Muslims, or 89 million people. In Iran, people are very reluctant to talk about their religious affiliation because the country has a very high religious intolerance for non-Islamic worldviews. Anonymous online surveys show that 8.8% of atheists live in Iran. That means that Iran's 99% Muslim population is an obvious formality. In sixth place, Egypt, officially the Arab Republic of Egypt, is a transcontinental state located in North Africa and the Middle East. It borders Israel and the partially recognized state of Palestine to the northeast, Sudan to the south, and Libya to the west. The country is washed by the Mediterranean Sea in the north and the Red Sea in the east, both seas being connected by the artificially constructed Suez Canal. Islam came in the 7th century and made Egypt the political and religious center of the Muslim world. Under Anwar Sadat, Islam acquired the status of the official state religion, and Sharia became the main source of law. The Azan, Islamic call to prayer, is heard 5 times a day, exerting an unofficial influence on everything from business to media to entertainment. Cairo is famous for its many mosques, minarets, and is rightly referred to as the city of 1,000 minarets. Egypt is home to about 100 million people. According to various estimates, the proportion of Muslims in Egypt is up to 92%, or 92 million people. The second largest religion is Christianity, with Christians accounting for up to 7%. In 5th place is Nigeria, full name, Federal Republic of Nigeria, a state in West Africa. The area of Nigeria is 923,768 square kilometers. By this indicator, the country ranks 14th in Africa and 31st in the world. In terms of population, it surpasses all other African countries. The population as of 2020 is 210 million people, being the 6th in the world. The capital is Abuja until December 12, 1991. The capital was Lagos, the largest city in the country and Africa as a whole. The official language is English, and more than 500 local languages, a significant part of the population speaks 2 or more. Nigeria is one of the most numerous countries in the world. There live 201 million people. But Muslims make up slightly more than half of the population, 53.5%, or about 112 million people. The second most populous religion is Christianity. Bangladesh is a state in South Asia. It has a population of 171,700,000 and a territory of 148,460 km², the most densely populated country in the world, excluding dwarf countries, 1120 people per 1 km². It ranks 8th in the world in terms of population and 92nd in terms of territory. The capital is Dhaka. The state language is Bengali. Bangladesh is a unitary state with a parliamentary form of government. According to Economist Intelligence Unit, the country is classified as a hybrid regime according to the Democracy Index. It is surrounded by India, except for small portions of the border with Myanmar in the southeast, and the Bay of Bengal. Bangladesh is 90% Muslim and 8% Christian. In 3rd place, India is a country in South Asia. Population at the beginning of 2023, 1,410,000 people. Territory, 3,287 263 square kilometers. On both these indicators is the largest country in South Asia. It ranks first in the world in terms of population and seventh in terms of territory. Along with Egypt and China, it is the birthplace of one of the oldest civilizations in the history of mankind. In the past, it was one of the most important colonial provinces of the British Empire. Islam is the second most important religion in India. Muslims make up about 200 million people, or 14.4% of the country's population. The first Muslims to appear in India were Arab traders arriving by sea. From the end of the 7th century AD, they settled on the Indian coast. They and Indian converts to Islam became the ancestors of the Mopla community on the Malabar coast. India is the only country in this list where Muslims are not the majority. The largest religion in India is Hinduism, practiced by 80% of the population, or 1,000 people. Pakistan is the second largest country in the world in terms of Muslim population, and the second largest in terms of Sunni Muslims. 96% of the population is Muslim, including 91% Sunni and 5% Shia. The state religion of Pakistan is Sunni Islam. The Islamic Republic of Pakistan is a state in South Asia formed as a result of the partition of the territory of British India in 1947. It is bounded by the Arabian Sea to the south and borders Iran to the southwest, Afghanistan to the northwest and north, China to the northeast, and India to the east. Pakistan is the fifth most populous country in the world with a population of 218,666,458, according to the 2020 census, and the second largest Muslim population. The country is a member of the United Nations, the Commonwealth of Nations, the World Trade Organization, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and a member of the G77 developing countries. The second largest religion in Pakistan is Hinduism. And the largest Muslim country, Indonesia, is a state in Southeast Asia. Population, according to the official results of the 2020 census, is 270,203,917 people. Territory, 1,004,569 square kilometers. By both of these indicators is the largest country in the region. Ranked fourth in the world in terms of population, 15th in terms of territory, 7th economy of the world. The capital is Jakarta. The state language is Indonesian. Indonesia is the largest Muslim country by population. With a total population of 270 million, Muslims make up 86.7%, 234 million people. Islam is a relatively new and, at present, the predominant religion among the modern population of the Indonesian archipelago. As mentioned earlier, it is practiced by up to 87% of the population of the country, which in its modern unitary form is a product of Dutch colonization policy. Thus, the Republic of Indonesia is the most populous Muslim country in the world. Historically, the population of the various island nations of earlier eras practiced Buddhism in the hinterland, animism, shamanism, and so on. Islam began to spread actively among the Indonesian peoples in the 13th to 14th centuries through the activities of Arab and Indo-Muslim merchants and preachers. In the 16th to 19th centuries, the spread of Islam, which ran from the west to the east of the archipelago, came to a halt due to the missionary activities of the colonizing Portuguese and Dutch. However, the Islamic institutions that managed to establish themselves on the larger islands helped the autochthonous population to fight the harsh exploitation of the Dutch. The second largest religion in Indonesia is Christianity, with 10.7%. Thus, the largest Muslim populations are not in the Middle East or the northern half of Africa, but in Southeast Asia.